All right. Good day, yogis. This is Stephen Cheng coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. And the 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for it, is 8096. Costs $10, and if you're having a difficult time, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, and the videos are then uploaded to my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. Please visit any of those platforms for classes 24/7 at your full disposal. If you're thinking about coming to in-studio classes, please again visit the website. Go to simhayoga.com. Look for the text in pink. Those are the instructions on how to pre-register for class. You do need to download a waiver and then to e-sign the waiver and then reattach it to the email you're going to send to me for pre-registration. So make sure you do that part. It is very important for liability as well as for contact tracing. Today's class is basics. It is a level 1 class, suitable for those of you who are just beginning to take on a yoga practice. It's also good for those of you who are working with injuries. Be mindful about your limitations and your injuries, right? Sorry, I lost the words. Make sure that if I'm going a little bit out of your range, to modify as you need or skip poses altogether. If you have a tight lower back or tight hips, please elevate and sit up on a block. That will make your cross-legged position a little bit more accessible. You might also want to sit on a towel or a blanket or some books if you don't have blocks, right? So for those of you who are just beginning your practice, if you really like to practice, make sure you get some props, right? I think blocks are really important for those of you with tightness because it will act as an extension of your limbs. Also, in a seated position like this, it just feels a lot easier so that you don't round your back in a seated position. Also, with blankets, right? You can, of course, use your own towels. It's good for padding at the knees if you have sensitive knees, or if you have any kind of lordosis or kyphosis or any kind of scoliosis type of issues, it might be helpful for you to pad accordingly. So it is important, though, since I'm not there with you, right, that you do know how to use the props properly, especially if you have special conditions. Otherwise, it's general purpose. It's just really good for a beginner's practice anyway. Or maybe you just like a mellower practice. We move a little bit slower here and a little bit more intense with a lot of intention. So this is a good one for that. All right, sitting up tall, palms face up. The mind will start to quiet. Let your inhales even out with your exhale. Smoothing out your breath, quieting your mind. 3 arms together, inhale. Ah. 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 Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer on front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Hushtan, Sarva Hushtan, Gato Piwa, Yaha Smarit, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Sapahya, Pihyendraha, Pihyendraha, Suchihi, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes and let the palms face up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side, elongating through the left side of the neck, and chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center, drop the right hand, left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side, chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop the left hand, chin toward the chest. Make circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side, roll it back, opposite side, roll the center. A few more rounds at your own pace. Chin back to center and pause. And then take in the opposite direction. And come back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine coming off the blocks. And extend the legs forward, separating the feet. Hands supporting to either side and turn your toes toward each other. And then roll out. Draw in, roll out, draw in. Out of rotation, circling. Back to center, switch them around. Back to center again. Cross shins, opposite shin on top. Raise the arms up high and extend. Twist to the right. Back to center, arms up. Exhale, other side. Center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take it back up. Other side. Center again. Legs forward, forward fold. Take it back up. Soles our feet together, knees apart. Grabbing at the ankles, so you're supporting with your hands to the ankles. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, start to draw forward. Now, try to keep your spine as straight as you can as you take it forward. If you want the leverage of the elbows to the inner thighs, pressing down will give you first more hip opening. Second, it helps you to support as you draw forward with a straighter spine. Inhale, release, come back up again. Extend the legs forward. Now pivot to your heels, separate your feet a little bit wider than hip width. With your hands supporting, windshield wipe your knees side to side, just to give the hips and the lower back a little bit of movement. All right, come back to center. Extend the legs forward, separating your feet, and turn your toes toward each other. So you're going into inner rotation for the benefit of your hip joints and your hip flexors. And then roll them outward. So it just brings some mobility into the joints as we warm up here. One more time. Draw the toes toward each other. Take inner rotation with your hips. And then roll them out. And release. Take it back to center. Swing the legs back behind you. Take the knees wide, about mat width distance. Toes untucked. They're on the tops of the feet. Press your hands to the floor. Let's start up a little bit higher. Your fingers are widespread. So as you press your hands to the floor, draw the seat very actively toward the heels. Now keep the chest lifted. I want you to think about your feet drawing down to open up the hips, open up the glutes. Now keep the spine relatively straight here. Inch your hands slightly further forward and lower the chest just a little bit. So again, keep thinking a neutral spine. Move your hands further forward and keep lowering. So it is really your chest that's reaching toward the floor rather than dipping the head down and moving the forehead, right? So this will give you a lot more openness through the armpits, through the ribs, and through the glutes. Your lower back is actively engaging as you lengthen through the spine here. And start to lift. Walk it back in. Also, walk your knees toward each other. So you're standing on top of the shins and the heels, the feet toward the heels. Try to find a lengthy spine here. So try not to overarch. Try not to slouch, right, and round the back. Find a neutral spine the best you can. Also, think about the chin. Not drawing down, not lifting up, but in roughly neutral position. Okay? Once you have all that, extend the arms out. Reach first through the fingertips. So get lengthy from the ears, through the side of the neck, top of the shoulders, through the top of the arms. And start to tip over to the right side. Take the right hand down to the floor. Reach your left arm up and overhead. Now you can be on your fingertips or you can ground the palm, the right palm, your choice. But what you want to do is keep leveraging weight toward the left seat as you extend through the left fingertips. So you're not lifting the seat just to tilt to the side, right? You're trying to ground through the left side and reach through the left arm. Take it back to center. Re-extend. Come to a neutral spine. Then as you tip over to the left side, be on your left fingertips. Reach your right arm over. Now keep the right seat grounding as you side bend to the left. There's a right side stretch. Start to release. Take it back to center. With your hands on the floor, walk your hands further forward again. So you're relatively high here. Walk the hands over to the left side. Take the left arm down. Reach with your right fingertips forward. Get lengthy through the right side, through the right shoulder, across the shoulder blades. So you feel also a lot of openness through the right armpits as well. Then, take the right forearm down. Draw the right elbow in between the knees. So you're supporting here. Then, as you stack the left side over your right, you're going to raise your left arm up to twist. Take the left hand behind you to your lower back, and the palms are facing away from you. The top of the hand is to your lower back. Use that resistance to help you to stack your shoulders by rotating. Left shoulder up and back in space. So you're rotating to your left and gently looking up, and the right arm is supporting here. Keep that twist. Raise your left arm up and reach over the left ear the best you can. Now, you don't have a lot of range, right? Your left arm might not be this low. It might be a little higher. That is fine. All right. Release your left hand down. Take both hands down so you're relatively high here. Walk over to the right side. Take the right forearm down and reach with your left fingertips. So from the left fingertips through the left arm, left shoulder blade, you're getting a good amount of extension and openness. Draw the left elbow in and down so the left forearm is about 45 degrees and the left elbow is in between your knees. Maybe you need to move it forward just a little bit so you get to about torso length. Then start to stack the right side over your left with the right hand back behind you. So again, your palm is facing away from you. The top of the hand is to your lower back. And with that resistance, start to stack your shoulders as you twist. Raise your right arm up over the right ear. So again, if you can't get it this low, it could be a little higher. Or it could be over to the right side a little bit, right? And so all that all depends on your shoulder mobility. All right, take the right hand back down, walk it back up, staying on your shin, hands together in prayer. Interlace and press your palms forward as you round the spine. Lift back up, wrap the hands back behind you, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest up, engage your shoulder blades toward each other, and gently looking upwards at a slight angle. All right, this is just to open up the throat and broaden your chest. Come back to neutral. Hands together in prayer again. Interlace the other thumb on top. Press forward and round. Chin toward the chest. Release. Come back up. Wrap the hands back behind you. Take the other thumb on top. And again, broaden your shoulders. Reach your knuckles back. Lift the heart center up and gently lifting up. Start to release. Walk your hands forward. Down dog. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees. All right, so you're feeling the rush of blood going through your legs. So take gentle pedaling of the feet, of the legs, for circulation, for release to your joints. Come back to stillness in your down dog. Raise your right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Back heel comes down, warrior one. So you want to make sure right toes point straight forward and the right knee lines up over the heel. Once you take the torso up to vertical, raising the arms up high, palms are facing each other. This is your warrior one. On the exhale, open it up, warrior two. Check your front knee again. You should be directly over the heel. You should be also able to see the inside of the foot. Arms are parallel. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, right arm up and back, supporting with the left hand to left leg. Exhale, side angle. Modify it first. Right arm to top of the right leg. Stack the shoulders and raise your left arm up. Now, this is easy, and you can easily reach down to the floor for the full position, then reach down. Inhale, come up, reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank, and then lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage, elbows drawn back. 3 progressive cobras. On the inhale, lift the head and the upper back. So your belly and your ribs are still making contact to the floor, and you're lifting through the upper back, engaging the upper back. On the exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. So this time your elbows and your ribs and your belly are away from the floor. Elbows are still bent alongside. Exhale, lower almost all the way down, still hovering. This time, inhale, lift up even higher. So if you have full extension of your arms, take it. If you're not quite there, keep your elbows bent. So this cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Bend the elbows, slowly lower all the way down, and let's go back to child's pose once again. Gently transition back with the feet toward the heels, let the forehead release, arms are extending forward. Now, walk your hands and your arms in a little bit closer, flip the palms up and bend the elbows. So now you're taking the hands to the upper back. Once you have that positioning, you're also supporting with your forehead. Walk your left elbow further forward, walk your right elbow further forward. And that should give you a better extension to the underside of your arms and then hollowing your armpits. Release your hands again. Lift back up for down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Step the left foot forward, warrior one. Left knee over the left heel, inside the foot should be parallel to the side of the mat. Torso vertical, arms vertical alongside the ears. Palms are facing each other. Exhale, open it up for warrior two. Arms are parallel. Once again, check that the front knee is over the front heel. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Left arm up and back. Exhale, side angle. Left arm to top left leg to modify, right arm up. So this is a little bit easier, right? Because your torso is not as low. It doesn't require as much flexibility in your hips and your hamstrings and your lower back. Now, this is easy, and you can easily reach down to the floor and touch. Then that is your full expression of your side angle. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse warrior, support with the right hand to right leg, left arm up and back, and then hands to the floor, left foot stepping back plank, and then lower all the way down to the belly. Again, 3 progressive cobras, hands alongside the rib cage. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. So your belly and your ribs are making contact with the floor, elbows drawn back, upper back is lifting. Exhale, lower arms all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. So belly and ribs away from the floor. Elbows are still bent. Exhale, lower arms all the way down. One more. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension of your arms, take it. If you don't, keep your elbows bent. And start to release, bending the elbows, lower all the way down, and then take it to child's pose. Once again, feet toward the heels and fold. Now this time, if you want, walk your hands in and make 2 fists. Let the elbows be wide, and then rest your forehead. Now sometimes I feel this is quite nice because you're not bowing the head all the way down and you're in a slightly higher position, and then you can dip the chin and the neck a little bit. And sometimes this nice little stretch is really quite delightful to the back of the neck. I also like the chest reaching down, which gives me a very mild upper back bend. And release again. Take it back to down dog. Inhale, right heel up. On the exhale, right knee in toward the nose, around the spine. So as you round the spine, lift onto your left tiptoes. Shift your shoulders over your wrists, knee in toward the nose, and round everything. Inhale, kick it back up, 3-legged dog. Step the right foot forward again, warrior 1. Now take the left hand to catch your right wrist, so the palms face up, and the hand comes to catch your right wrist. And I like to take the Ananda Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching on the right hand. Lift up, and then side bend to the left. So with the left hand pulling against your right wrist will give you lengthening of the right arm. Take it back up to center, switch hands. Right palm facing up, make the connection to grab the left wrist, left hand in Dhyana Mudra, and then side bend to the right. So right hand pulling against the left wrist, getting lengthier to your left side. Take it back up to center, warrior 1. Open it up, warrior 2. Lengthen out the right leg, a triangle. Tip the left hip back. Take a modification first, right hand to top the shin, left arm up. So again, because your torso is a little bit higher, you're not required to take as much flexibility in your hamstrings and your hips and your lower back. Now, if you're higher like this and you can go a little bit lower, then you can take a little bit lower. And of course, if you have the full expression, it's the right hand to the floor, left arm reaching up. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Reverse triangle. And bending the front knee, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back plank. Inhale, 1 breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose. So you're high up on your right tiptoes, roundedness of the back, knee in toward the nose, and your shoulders are over your wrists. Inhale, kick it back up again, three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward, back heel comes down, warrior one. So left toes forward, arms either side, vertical torso. Open it up for warrior two. Lengthen out the left, come back. We have to do this stretch. Right hand to catch your left wrist. Extend up and side bend to the right. Take it back to center, switch hands, left hand to catch your right wrist, extend, side bend to your left. Take it back up to vertical, warrior one. Now open it up, warrior two. Lengthen out the left leg, triangle. Tip the right hip back, reach your left hand forward. Your left hand to the top of the shin. So let's go a little bit easier first, modifying with the hand higher up the shin, right arm up. Right? If this is pretty easy and you can go a little bit deeper, you can still support the hand to the shin and take it lower. And of course, if you have the full pose, left hand all the way down, right arm up. So you're lengthening out the left leg for your hamstring stretch. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse triangle. And then bending the front knee, hands to the floor. Left foot, stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath, it's a push-up, chaturanga. Elbows alongside the ribs to lower it almost all the way down. Roll over your toes. Keep the knees and the thighs off the floor. And lift up for up dog. Roll over your toes again for down dog. Inhale, draw forward into your plank. Lower all the way down to the belly. Walk your hands forward. Lower your forearms down, Sphinx pose. So grab opposite elbows. That's how you measure out about shoulders width. And then release your forearms back to the floor to parallel. Look at your shoulders and your arms, right? Your left shoulder, your shoulders should line up over your elbows, right? Vertical line and then horizontal. So you should end up with a 90-degree angle here. Same with both arms. Press your belly and your lower ribs to the floor, just like your baby cobra. And with that, flatten your lower back, press your forearms down, and lift the chest. So this is your mid-back bend, thoracic back bend. So as you reach to your toes back, think about the top of the thighs, think about your pubis, think about the belly, lower ribs, all just kind of flattening toward the floor. And then with opposition, pressing your forearms down, lifting your chest. And so breathe into it and start to feel for that subtle release, right? As you just kind of like let the lower back and this the sacrum just release and get heavy, right? You'll feel everything just kind of depress down and then spread. It's a subtle movement. And then if you get it right, you just feel like everything has so much more space. Right? Looking for that subtlety. I know that for the newer students, it's so, unfamiliar to you. You're not even quite sure if you're feeling what it is, right? So you're basically just thinking about pressing everything below your ribs toward the floor. Once you press toward the floor, just think, relax your muscles and release. And don't actively press down, but just let whatever was making contact stay heavy. All right, let's release. Press into your hands, draw the elbows out. Take pillows of the hands, take the left cheek down, and look over the right arm. Look past your right arm, left cheek is down. Same thing here. Think about your chest. Think about your upper back. Think about your shoulders just kind of releasing toward the floor. And then with that, keep thinking about your belly and your lower ribs, just releasing toward the floor. Get flatter and flatter. Release, come back to center, and then look over to the other side. Right cheek is down, looking past your left elbow. Press your belly and your ribs to the floor. Let the lower back just release. Let the elbows reach outwardly, spreading. Right? This is your chance to look internally. Right? Feel for those muscles. And just kind of watch them release toward the floor. And if there's any kind of engagement, you just one breath at a time, releasing them. All right. Lift back up. Walk your hands back in. Nice and slow. Take it back up. Draw the seat toward the heels, stretching your lower back. And then lift back up. Draw forward. Keep the knees on the floor. Bend the elbows for the push-up. Press it back up. Take the seat toward the heels, stretching your lower back. 2 more times. Lift up. Draw forward. Bend the elbows for the push-up. Press back up. Take the seat back toward the heels. 1 more time. Lift. Draw forward. Bend the elbows for chaturanga. Press back up. And then take the seat toward the heels. Down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose. Kick it up 3 times. Right knee in toward the nose. Kick it up. Right knee in. Kick it up again, stepping your right foot forward. Warrior 1. Open it up. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon. Right? If you need to take your right hand to a block, you're taking it forward by about a foot, a little bit off to your right side. So that's a slight diagonal. So if you're using a hand to a block, you can also use your hand to a water bottle. You can use your hand to maybe like a soup can or something, right? Something firm that you can press a little bit of weight into. Now, as you draw forward, I like to keep the gaze up and down to check my balance, right? So most of the work is on your standing right leg. That is the support structure. Your right hand is there to give you a little bit of help, but it's not really holding that much weight. If you're doing this right and you're balancing, you might not even need your hand, right? Flex your left foot, reach it straight back in space. You're stacking your left side over your right and reaching the left arm up. Now, if you want to reach your left arm forward and getting really lengthy to your left side, you can take that as an option, and then you can even point the left toes. All right, let's take it back to the half moon. Bend your right knee, step it back. Warrior 2, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, lower all the way down to the belly. This time, walking forearms forward. Let's set up first for the Sphinx pose. Then we're going to change it up. All right, so again, shoulders width, 90 degrees with the arms. We're going to turn the right hand in. Take the left hand back. Press your left hand to the floor so that you can rotate your left shoulder up and back. Keep your pelvis, your hips, your pubis on the floor as you lift and twist. So there's a mild rotation to your lower back. Release. Take it back to center. Remeasure. Shoulders width, Sphinx pose. Turn the left hand in. Walk the right hand slightly back. Press your right hand down. Keep the pubis as flat to the floor as possible. Lift the right shoulder up and back, and you're twisting. Looking past your right shoulder behind you. Release. Take it back to center. Draw the elbows out. This time, expand the arms. Let's look to the left first. So, right cheek to the floor. Bend your left knee, lift the left thigh off the floor, and step the left back behind you. Now, if you don't have a lot of mobility in the hips, right, and a lot of extension, you're going to have to walk the left foot in a little bit closer toward the right leg. You can be on your left tiptoes. You can flatten the heel to the floor. Up to you, whatever support you need. For those of you with a little bit more hip opening, a little bit more extension, the left foot can start to walk further back. And that'll give you more intensity into the hips, into the rotation of your lower back, right? This is not only a back bend, it is also a twist and a hip opener. Right? And with your arms in this position, it's also a right shoulder opener. And square back to center, release the hips back down, extend the left arm further out. This time, look toward the right hand. Left cheek is to the floor. Bend your right knee, lift the right thigh, and start to stack and step it back. As you step back, right, you notice the right hand walks in a little bit. That is fine. As long as your left arm is fully extended, you're fine. Now, as you step the right foot back, if you don't have a lot of mobility, your right foot is closer to your left leg. You can be on your tiptoes. You can be with the foot flat. Any support structure you need, and start to think about rotating the right knee up toward the sky. And I'll give you the rotation into the hips and openness into the hips. Rotation into your lower back and openness into the hips. If you have more range, you can step the right foot further back. It could be even the heel to the floor. All right, just keep thinking the right knee is lifting up and reaching back. Right, wherever you are. All right, let's start to break. Square back to center, hands alongside the rib cage, and transitioning back to child's pose, stretching the lower back once again. Take it back to down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose. 3 times. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, left knee in. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, left knee. Kick it up again. Stepping the left foot forward. Warrior 1. Open it up. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half move. So with or without your blocks, left hand comes forward about a foot, look up to left side, so it's a slight diagonal. Tip forward. I like to keep the gaze looking down to check my balance. Stack the right side over your left, flex your right foot, reach back through the heels, right arm reaching straight up. All right, once you steady your balance, again, most of the work on your left leg, left foot. The left hand is there to give you a little bit of help. All right, right palm to face down and reach forward to the front of the room, and then point the right toes back, so you're getting a very lengthy right side. Take it back to your regular half moon, bend your left knee, step it back. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, left foot stepping back. Lower all the way down to the belly. Reach your hands forward, lower your forearms down. So again, same setup for Sphinx pose, but this time, take the hands into a fist, thumbs are pressing to this ridge, right, to your chin, to your jaw. And then lift the chin and with your thumbs, pull against the bottom of the chin into the top of the throat and then press forward. Now notice you are crunching the back of the neck. So this goes against some of the things that you should normally be doing, but because of the shape that we're creating, kind of can't avoid it, right? So notice here, you're stretching open the throat. Right? And then if you let the neck get heavy, you're going to get more deeply into that stretch. Right? Are you still then paying attention to your lower back? So you continue to flatten the belly and your ribs to lower back to the floor, and then you're releasing your lower back. So even as you're holding here and stretching the throat, you're still getting the benefit of that release of your lower back. All right, start to release your hands. Then draw the chin toward the chest, crown of the head, reach forward. So now you're opening the back of the neck. Right? What is your lower back still doing, right? Belly and ribs are still flattening toward the floor, releasing the sacrum, and that should give you a nice lengthening of the lower back as well. And start to release. Draw the elbows out. Walk your hands back in. Child's pose, stretching the lower back. And come up to down dog. Start to walk your feet forward toward your hands, toward the front of the mat. Walk your feet in together. Bend the knees as you drop the seat. Lift the head, lift the upper back. Shift your way back toward your heels and start to stand up to the lengthy spine and strength of the legs. And I'll end up facing you now. You should be facing forward to the front of the mat. All right, tree pose. Stepping on the left foot. Pick up the right knee. Bend your right knee. Open up the knee to the side. Grabbing from the inside of the leg. Grab the ankle and take that foot to above the knee joint if you can. If there's too much demand on the flexibility of the hips and it's throwing off your balance, then go ahead and step it below the knee joint. This makes it a lot easier for you to balance because there's not so much tension into your hips, especially if you cannot take it as high as this, which requires a certain amount of flexibility. Hands to the hips. Raising the arms up high and reaching the arms out in a wide position. I like to take the Yana Mudra. Right? You can just expand the arms and open up the palms. That's good enough. This is tree pose. And notice, even if you're trying to achieve your stillness, there is a little bit of movement, right? Raise the arms back up, draw the right knee forward, step the right foot down, and walk it out side to side. All right, second side. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee, open out to side, grabbing from the inside of the left leg, take it to the inside of the right leg, the foot to the right leg. So go above the knee joint or below the knee joint. Once you have it, hands together in prayer. Arms up and out into wide position. Yana Mudra if you want. Now keep in mind the left knee, left thigh is thinking about opening, rotation. Right? So you're not just letting the knee draw slightly forward and angled out. You really want to open it out to the side so you have that lateral opening. And raise your arms back up, left knee forward, step the left foot down, and walk it out side to side. All right, take it back to front of the mat. Inhale, raise the arms forward and up. Slight back bend. Slight bending of the knees to help you come forward into standing forward bend, hands to the floor. Step the right foot back, palms flat. Step the left foot back, down dog, pigeon. Left leg up, left knee in towards the nose, land the shin to the floor. So in a pointed toe position, you're on top of the left shin with your hands supported, inch your right knee further back. Now check out your left thigh is angling out to left side, 30 to 45 degrees. What that does is it basically is creating a triangle in which you're balancing on. All right, so with your hands supported, inch your right knee further back, lowering the seat, untuck the toes. Walk your hands further back as well. This is where you start to feel for levelness into your hips, verticality into your spine, which gives you a certain amount of balance. You may not even use your hands to help you to balance, right? When you're ready, walk your hands forward. You can stay in your forearms. You can make pillows with your hands and rest your forehead. Take the next bunch of breaths here on your pigeon. As you're experiencing your pigeon, you should feel like you're pretty level in your pelvis. You should not feel like you're dipping back and to the side, right? You should be balancing on the top of the shin. So you should feel a little bit of pressure into the top of the shin, top of the foot, stretch into your knees, into your calves, right? So those are all the parts that are folded in. So you want to keep extending through the right leg back. You want to keep working toward getting the hips closer and closer towards the floor. Now, initially, if your hips are really tight, you might actually be quite high. That is okay, as long as when you work into the pose, the action is you're reaching back in space and down toward the floor. That's what's going to give you openness in the hips. If all you're doing is going very light on the stretch and you're standing on top of the shins, right? What is that really doing for you? Nothing, right? You're not getting into the hip opening. Once you have the shins, you have to have the action of reaching back and down with your hips, with your tail, right? With your seat, back and down. That's what gives you the stretch throughout the front, left leg. Alrighty, let's finish up and walk your hands back in. Tuck in your right toes under and press it back to the down dog and pedaling out the legs, walk it out side to side. Get some circulation back to your legs. Second side, raise your right leg up. Right knee in toward the nose, land the shin to the floor. All right, so your right shin should be angling out 30 to 45 degrees. Sorry, right thigh, right knee is angling out 30 to 45 degrees. You're on top of the right shin. With your hands supporting, inch your left knee further back to lower your feet, untuck your toes. Then walk your hands further back and lift up to a taller position, right? More vertical line. This is where you feel out that your pelvis is level. You should not be sitting down. If you're sitting down on one side, so you're not to fall off to the side, you end up curving to one side, right? Then you end up with a whole curved spine. You do not want that. You want to be standing on top of the shin, level in the pelvis, vertical in your spine, and the hips as low as you can. Once you have all that measured out, now you're ready to come forward. Staying on the forearms or making pillows with the hands and resting the forehead. as you just kind of settle into your pigeon. You just allow your breath and gravity to help you sink into the pose, right? So this is a really good time for you to just look internally and feel for those places that are tight, and you're looking for breath going into that tightness. Think about kind of internally breathing into those spots, right? You're not actually breathing into the spots, you're visualizing putting breath and light into those spots and releasing them. Alrighty, when you're ready, start to walk your hands back in, tuck the left toes under, and press it back up to the down dog, and walking it out side to side. Right, so getting circulation back to the legs, into the joints. All right, when you're ready, walk your feet forward towards your hands. Come to a seated position. Seated spinal twist. Keep the left leg extended now. For those of you who find it difficult right now to sit in this way, right, and you kind of round the spine, you might use your blocks or your blankets, right? I'm going to use a block just to show you. If you elevate here, it's a lot easier for you to sit up tall because you have now the opportunity to lean forward a little bit. It makes it a lot easier to sit up tall, right? Keep the left leg extended, step the right foot over. Right hand is behind you for support, left arm is up and twist. Now you want to keep a vertical line with your spine here, right? So if taking the elbow to the top of the right leg is difficult for you, you might want to just wrap the arm around the right leg or wrap the left hand around the right leg and twist. Right? If you're not using the block, or a blanket, right? It could be a blanket, it could be a towel. Start to release, come back to center, counter twist to the right, to the left, sorry. Back to center, legs forward, right? So this is where you again feel for the pose. Now if you have like a tight lower back, you may not be able to keep that lengthy spine if you don't use your hands, right? This is what I see a lot if you're not using your hands. Even when you use your hands, I see a lot of this sometimes. When people don't engage and they have tightness, right? It's that they are not able to sit up into a vertical line. Use the leverage of the legs. Use the seat grounding and the energy reaching up, right? With or without the hands, right? All right, second side. Right leg extended, left foot over. Left hand behind you for support, right arm is up, and twist. So again, if taking the elbow to top of the leg is a little bit tight for you, and you end up rounding and shrugging just to grab the leg, just to wrap the arm around the leg, then you want to go this way. If that doesn't work, it's not enough extension, take the hand to the knee. You want a vertical line when you twist. Inhale, come back to center, come to twist to the right. Back to center again, extend the legs forward with your hands supporting to either side. Slide the hands outwardly to help you lower onto your back. Keep the left arm out, draw the left knee in, and twist to the right. So you're looking to keep your left arm, left shoulder blades flat on the floor as you roll to the outer right leg, outer right hip. This is your reclining twist. Take it back to center, switch legs. switch arms, twist to the left side. Take it back to center again. Hug both knees in. And then step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, toes are turned out, arms alongside the body, palms face up. Relax your head, your neck, your shoulders. Shavasana, relaxation. Starting to draw the breath back in. Moving the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions and then rolling over to the right side. Come back to a comfortable cross-legged position, reconnecting to an even seat, lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer. Bowing forward, sealing in the practice. Come up. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I appreciate your time. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. And the 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for verification, is 8096. Costs are $10 if you're having a difficult time. $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, and then the videos uploaded to my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. Please visit any of those platforms for classes anytime. If you're thinking about coming to in-studio classes, again, go to the website, look for the text in pink. Those are the instructions on how to pre-register for class. There is a waiver for you to download and then to e-sign. So make sure you do that and then email me for pre-registration. Again, thank you for your time. Be well. Take care. I will see you soon.